Welcome back to the Platinum Experience. I'm back. I needed to take some time off. I know there hasn't been too many videos, but I'm back. There's trophies to cover, and my day's never done. Before we get into it, before I set off and start ranting, my Remedy Connected Universe Part 2 video is out. Check that out if you haven't. And if you could do me a favor, if you enjoy Transformers content, please check out my alternate channel that I just started for Transformers toy reviews. If you have any interest at all, please check it out. That is JR Magnus on YouTube. I have the link in the description below, of course. But enough about that. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of this, because I've got to sort something out in verbal rage form. But let's start with the games. That's what you're here for, the games. We have Ark Survival Ascended, Balatro, and Warhammer 40k Boltgun on our May PS Plus Essential games. What's the problem? Well, okay. I think this is a weak month in general, but hot off the heels of some nonsense that involves increasing the price of PS Plus, this is even worse. And Sony, for some reason, always decides to increase the price when they don't have a lot of bangers coming in PS Plus. If I got something like Dragon Age the Veilguard for free in this month, after they increased the price, it still stings, but it doesn't sting as bad. But what am I talking about? Well, in Canada, we just got a price increase. And if you remember, they increased the price not too long ago before that. But now PS Plus Essential costs $109 or about $90 USD equivalent. And premium went up to $224.99. That is insane. That is maniacal. That's ridiculous. That's why I don't have premium anymore. No, Sony, no. But $109 per year. Well, I checked the prices for these games, and Balatro is about $20, Boltgun is about $20, and this is not including any sales that might appear for these games. Oftentimes, these games tend to go on sale. And while Survival Ascended is $60 as the base price, this is I believe, a remaster remake of Ark Survival Evolved. So, is the value there? Not really. I'm not really feeling it. If you get a game like Dragon Age the Veilguard, and you had fully intended to get it, and it saved you, now games are $80, $70 plus tax, if you have tax in your equation. For me, it's a lot more. It's $90 plus 13% tax, because we get taxed a stupid amount here in Ontario, Canada. That's worth it. Essentially, you're covering most of the cost of your PS Plus Essential purchase for the month, for the year, however you pay it. But if you don't get those kinds of games, and then these games just roll through the service, especially these ones that are cheaper like this, where it's $20 for them, you're not going to get your value out of what you're paying. And essentially, you're paying for to be able to play online if it's not a free-to-play game, and this. Oh, and cloud saves, I guess. But if you don't get your value out of it and they keep increasing the price, what's the point of having this service. It's not doing anything for you unless you get the games that make it worth paying for. And it's not every day and every month, I guess, in this case, where you will get a Dragon Age Veilguard to make it worth it for you. Sometimes there's smaller games that do make it worth it for you, but you need a lot more of those to make up the money that is now increasing to spend for this service. So I think Sony needs to stop increasing the prices the way they are, because you're pricing out people, and the games you're rolling in are not helping make that decision. Or I guess I should say it's helping people make the decision to get off it. But it's not helping people keep the service. Because if you put games like this in Continuum, well, we're going to jump off. And I'm going to jump off a cliff because I'm tired of this nonsense. But anyways, you came here for trophies. I thought that's what the point of this show was. Well, only 2 of these games have platinums this time. That's another bummer. I think Boltgun is a good game. Don't get me wrong. It looks cool. Warhammer Doom, cool. That sounds cool, but there's no platinum for that one. We're going to take a look at the trophies and see what's going on for this month, as we always do. So let's get started. So I accidentally covered the Survival Evolved trophy guide instead of the Survival Ascended trophy guide, which there is no trophy guide for Survival Ascended, which can make my life a little bit more difficult. But if the setup looks different, that's why. Anyways, getting into the trophies, because there's no trophy guide for this. The thing that stood out to me right away is a 0.1%. Okay, so if you're gonna do this and beat this, it is a 0.1%. Now, the rating for the Evolve game is a 2 out of 10 with 10 hours. I assumed, as this game is a kind of like a remaster, remake, somewhere in between kind of thing for the first game, this would be kind of similar, although it does look a little bit more involved than the Survival Evolved game. You still have... I'm very familiar with it now, by the way, because I just spent a whole bunch of time on the Survival Evolved for nothing. Oops, my bad. But anyways, scrolling down here, it's very similar in the way you have to complete that game, and you complete it here. You have your Explorer notes, which you have to get 100% of. You have to do that in the other game too. You have this trophy here called Map Maker, where you have to explore 80% of the mini maps. You have to do that in the other game as well. But then there's more trophies to kind of beef it up a little more. You have one here, reach the highest mountain peak of the Ark. So you're going to be doing a little bit more exploring if you get this one, the 80%, and you haven't gotten some of these other ones. Like, reach the bottom of Ark's oceans. So there you go. Some other trophies that weren't in the other list. You cure all, you've cured yourself of swamp fever. So there's a bunch of different ones. And then the rest are kind of made up of like these trophies. One of your dinosaurs reached max level, so you have to get one of your dinosaurs to the max level. You reach the maximum survivor level, which you have to do in the other game as well. So the dossiers as well, there's more this time. I think there's more than the last game. That's another collectible you have to do. So it's very similar. You can check out the Evolved guide, as there's no guide for this one, but this being that just essentially a better prettier version of that game, with a little bit more content, the guide is pretty similar. And if you do go through all this, you get a 0.1 out of it, which is cool. That's pretty enticing, all things considered, especially if this game does lean into the 10 hour mark like the other one. Although the thing that will take some time to do is this one, reach maximum survivor level. You're gonna need a lot of XP for this, yeah, I made the mistake. and I'm rectifying it right now, but I guess we'll go back to when I actually recorded this and jump there. So bye. Get ready to spend some considerable time trying to get it. We're talking about Balatro. There's not even a PSN profiles guide for this one, so I'm using this site called PlatGet, which is also very good. But it doesn't take long to get to the brass tacks of things, because it says it's hard to say how long it will take to complete Balatro due to so many elements being tied to RNG. Ooh, my favorite. You could easily spend up to and over 80 to 120 hours trying to achieve everything. It's a good job. This game is not only fun but quite addictive. I guess that's got it going for it, because that's crazy. And it's 7 out of 10. There are difficulty related trophies, low stakes, mid stakes, high stakes, and I think there's more than that. If I'm not mistaken, I'll take a look below in a second. But this game has a lot of RNG. It is a poker game that's fun in itself. And the person who made it was a one-man team. He made it very addictive, very fun. So if you're in it for just the experience, Balatro, awesome. This game was nominated for Game of the Year, for Christ's sakes. But if you're really just in it for the plat, well, you're going to have to contend with the thing that most trophy hunters don't like, which is RNG. It puts a lot of things out of your hands. It might increase or decrease the amount of time you get the platinum trophy. But let's go through the phases and see. So phase 1, win ante 8. Okay, I assume that's like one of the earliest trophies you can get. As you play through your first runs, reach ante. Okay, so ante 4 is first, then you go and up to ante 8. I assume it goes more than that. It just keeps going up. You have a couple of trophies for winning runs. Now you got difficulty related trophies. There we go. Low stakes, mid stakes, high stakes. Red stake difficulty is low stake. Black stake difficulty is the mid stakes, so it gets harder from there. Gold stake difficulty is high stakes, and I swear it goes higher than that. I guess you go into challenge mode here, and that's where it gets harder, because I heard from people that it gets pretty freaking difficult to beat these things. And it says here, if you don't have access to challenge mode yet, you need to beat a run of white stakes difficulty with at least 5 different decks first. So there's different decks that you need to complete it with. You got story trophies, I'll skip through that. And then a big cleanup grind. So a lot of trophies here. Unlock every single Tarot, Joker, Planets, skip tag, and playing card in each of the games. Discover all cards trophy. Beat the gold stakes run with every single Joker in the game. Beat the gold stakes run with every single deck in the game. This means working up from white stakes. So you need to do every single difficulty with every single deck and beat it with every Joker. So I can see where there can be a lot of RNG involved there, because maybe the hand is not going in your favor. And you have these trophies here, Completionist Plus and Completionist Plus Plus, as well as some RNG kind of things here. Discover a legendary Joker. Discover every planet card. So there's a lot to do for such a... I don't want to call it simple. It's not simple. Like, low stakes game. I don't know how to describe it, but there's a lot to do in this game. And as you can see, discover 100% of your collection for the completionist trophy. You've got your criteria here. And if you keep going, down, down, down. Oh, there's a lot. There's certain things like play a royal flush. So you need your royal flush. Lots of trophies. There's lots to get. And then you have your Completionist Plus with every deck on Gold Stake difficulty. Completionist Plus Plus, earn a gold sticker on every Joker. Yeah, there's rankings for this. And it says, if the requirements of Completionist Plus didn't put you off from completing your trophy journey, then surely Completionist Plus Plus will. This ridiculous trophy asks you to earn a gold sticker on every single one of the 150 Joker cards in the game. How do you earn a gold sticker, you ask? Why, beat Gold Stake difficulty, of course. That's right, many more hours of Gold Stake's brutal conditions to try and achieve this feat. How long will it take? Well, hypothetically, you go through 30 Gold Stake difficulty playthroughs, and then bump that up, 50 Gold Stake playthroughs. Hypothetically, of course, that's not quite accurate. It could be less, could be more, because there's RNG. I get that the game is very good. I understand. I get that the game is very addictive. But it seems like you have to be dedicated to get this platinum. So, I don't know if this is for me. I don't have a whole lot of time to play video games these days. And I don't think this is one that I really want to invest 120 plus hours in. To each their own. I understand this is a Game of the Year contender game. It's very good. I understand that. But if you want to go for this one, I hope you are dedicated enough to do it and you have fun doing it and playing this game is fun for you. Because that's quite the grind to do it. Now we get into Boltgun, and again, there's no platinum trophy and there's only 12 trophies, with the toughest one here. Okay, it's not the lowest, but it looks like it's the toughest trophy. You have complete all missions on Exterminatus difficulty, and the trophy is 1.3%. You go down here, these ones are rarer. Find all secrets in Chapter 1, find all secrets in Chapter 2, and find all secrets in Chapter 3. But with a good guide, I'm sure you can do it. The rest are kind of simple trophies. They're a lot easier. So essentially, you're beating the game on the hardest difficulty. I presume it's the hardest difficulty. And then you have to find all the secrets for Chapters 1, 2, and 3. Now, this game also has DLC trophies, if it wasn't bad enough. You got 3 here, and then you have Forge of Corruption. So I assume that's like a DLC, extra content. This is Horde mode here for this one. Complete Horde mode on Exterminatus difficulty. So you have that. No platinum doesn't really get my interest. I like Warhammer too, which sucks that there's no platinum. That's a bummer. But when it comes to this update, this is how I would rank them, and really I don't want to play any of these games, to be honest. It's just not a good month for me, and I don't think it's a good month for very many people. You can let me know down in the comments section if it is or isn't, if you're going to check out any of these games, if you're going to go for the platinum for any of these games, especially Balatro. Are you going for the platinum for that one? Any and all thoughts down below, and I hope that the PSN price in your area is not increasing like it is in mine. I think it did increase in Australia, if I'm not mistaken, but maybe some other places are due. It's quite a messy situation, really, and I don't like it. But if the games are worth paying for, like if you do get like those games like Dragon Age the Veilguard and they're worth it for you and they make up the money that you're paying for this service, awesome, that's great. But I'm still waiting for those games. This year for PS Plus hasn't been that great for me. I've either had the game already or I'm just not interested in the game. And again, I don't have a ton of time to play video games right now, so it's even worse. But I hope all your trophy hunting expeditions, getting a gold star, or gold sticker I guess it is, on each Joker, go incredibly well, and peace out.